I am the chief sponsor of this important legislation, Representative Boccieri.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the gentleman from Kansas and the committee for their work on this bill, this important bill that recognizes the service of our strong military members who find themselves on multiple rotations and some of those who find themselves injured. Today, the Blue Star Gold Star Flag Act of 2009 is a tribute to those military families. In 2009, one of my constituents was required by her condominium association to remove the service flag. It was placed in her window in honor of her son, an Iraq War soldier who had served multiple tours and was twice injured in the line of duty while serving over in Iraq. They were both roadside bombs. The service flag, or the Blue Star flag, or Gold Star flag, is an official banner, as it's been said, by the Department of Defense. And it's been on display by families from members serving in the armed services during a period of war. The service flag has significant meaning to our nation and the families of the men and women who are serving. It's a symbol of the sacrifices and service of our members of the military who put their lives on the line every day to protect all of us. And that's why family members should be allowed to fly the flag in honor of those sacrifices, no matter where they live. This bipartisan common sense measure is based on the Freedom to Display the American Flag Act of 2005. It passed both chambers overwhelmingly during the 109th Congress. The legislation prohibits residential real estate management associations from preventing residents from displaying the service flag on or around their homes or places of dwelling. I introduced this measure to ensure that people have the right to display the service flag without limitation. As a major in the Air Force Reserve and flying multiple missions in Iraq and Afghanistan, flying those wounded and fallen soldiers out of the country, it is significant that we allow the families to be represented and to be represented of the service of their loved one. I was honored when I learned that the Ohio State Legislature had displayed a service flag for me while I was serving in Iraq and Afghanistan from 2004 through 2005. It was at the state capitol and on display. I would like to thank all the supporters of this legislation, as my office has received thousands of signatures from Ohioans and members of the military, as well as those families around the country who support this measure, as well as endorsements from the Air Force Sergeants Association, VoteVets.org, and over 50 of my colleagues who have supported this legislation, which will aid in its passage. I would like to thank Chairman Frank, Member Spencer Bacchus for their help in this important bill that honors the service of our military members and gives all people, no matter where they live, the right to honor them too. As I've said before, as a military member myself, I'm proud to stand before you today, having worked on those critical measures which can become law for our veterans, including improving access to health care in rural areas for veterans, ensuring the VA can adequately handle mental health issues for those returning vets from the front lines. Today we stand together in a bipartisan way. We intend to make the Blue Star and Gold Star Flag Act of 2009 a law for military families. While they've stood up and fought for us, it's now time that we stand up and fight for their families to recognize their service. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Gentleman yields back. Gentlelady from Kansas.